Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a comprehensive look at SUI, a blockchain project that has been gaining substantial attention. We'll cover what SUI is, how it works, its standout technical features, challenges, and what the future holds for it, also price-wise. Let's get into it. So what is SUI? SUI is a blockchain platform designed for large-scale adoption, meaning it's built for ease of use by everyone, not just crypto enthusiasts. What sets SUI apart is its dual focus on both software and hardware optimization, unlike most projects that only emphasize one. Think of it as a high-performance car that doesn't just have advanced software, but also a powerful engine to back it up. SUI is developed by Myston Labs and supported by the SUI Foundation, a non-profit organization based in the Cayman Islands. SUI was founded in late 2021 by a team of former Meta employees who were involved in the DM project, which you might remember was initially called Libra. When DM concluded, these experts took their knowledge and experience in building scalable digital systems and applied it to developing SUI, bringing that big tech expertise into the blockchain space. So before we dive further into the project and take a look at the other technical aspects and what else SUI has to offer, I wanted to share with you insights about the Elliott wave structure here on the larger time frame, so you have a good overview of the outlook into, further into 2025 and possibly beyond. But I have to say, this chart obviously has quite a short and limited chart history, so long-term outlooks are limited because we only have so much data to work with. But overall, this is a chart that I think could become quite interesting long term, especially in the next larger, you could say bear market or larger correction, because this chart has developed a potential 5-wave move to the upside into the March 2024 high after the first low following the startup candle. So that is potentially interesting, because what could develop out of this is a larger 5-wave move. Currently, we have an initial rally, a higher low, and another rally, and this all looks impulsive. It is overall only a 3-wave move up so far, and the long-term outlook for SUI really depends on whether in the next larger pullback the price can hold a higher low. Because if this can happen and we have a nice 5-wave move up on the long-term chart, which before we form a major top could possibly reach the $10 area or higher. Well, if that 5-wave move develops before a larger bullish move finishes, we can watch for a higher low in a so-called wave 2 in the next larger correction. This would be classed as an ABC correction. And with that, we have a so-called classical Elliott wave setup, a so-called 1-2 setup. And this is typically followed by a rapid surge. An Elliott wave structure typically depends out of 5 waves. So we have a 5-wave move up. This 5-wave move up, however, would indicate the long-term trend is up. And if that happens, then the next pullback should form a higher low, talking about a higher low above the 2023 low. And that should be followed by a rapid surge, because this 5-wave move up is part of a larger 5-wave move. It's a so-called wave 1. Then we have a wave 2, which should be followed by a 3rd wave, which is typically the strongest move in the cycle. That has to do with psychology and market psychology and sentiment, because after the wave 2, people are generally bearish, but then they have to chase this move to the upside, which is typically in a 3rd wave, the so-called FOMO wave and the most aggressive wave. We cannot really determine long-term targets yet, because we haven't got that first wave 2. We need that. But overall, this would form a larger 5-wave move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially setting SUI up for long-term growth. But this is impossible to say at this stage. What is really important now is that we form a 5-wave move up, which would then be corrected in a 3-wave move, which could be a really good opportunity to enter long-term positions. If we only see a 3-wave move up, and I encourage you to follow the daily updates for that, or regular SUI updates, either in our membership or here on YouTube. At the moment, I cover SUI regularly. If we form only 3 waves up, the long-term outlook remains really, really nebulous, because it would be an ABC structure, which could technically lead to new lows, but it could also be a larger A wave, which would then in a larger pullback be corrected in a B wave, lead to a larger C wave. But again, that will just drag that uncertainty into the long term, because what happens after this ABC could be anything. There are more than 10 corrective structures in Elliott wave, and this is one of them, but it can morph into so many others. So the best outlook for SUI would be a 5-wave move up in the white scenario. This is what we need to be watching for. You can see it potentially stretch to 10, 11, maybe even $16, but only if this wave 4 develops, forms a higher low, and then rallies in a wave 5. And this is exactly what we're going to talk about in the daily updates going forward. Now let's talk about technical capabilities. SUI operates on a delegated proof of stake blockchain. This means that users who hold SUI tokens can either validate transactions themselves or delegate their tokens to validators to earn rewards. Now let's talk about speed. SUI is fast. In tests, it reached up to 297,000 transactions per second, while its real-world performance averages around 854 TPS. This places SUI among the fastest blockchains worldwide. To give you an idea, think of it as a super fast highway for data, whereas most other blockchains operate like slower city roads. What makes SUI even more unique is its object-oriented model. Unlike the typical account-based models, SUI treats data as objects. This approach helps the platform scale more effectively and handle complex transactions with ease. And what's powering all of this? The Move programming language. Move was originally developed for DM and is designed to make SUI's operations secure and efficient. Now let's talk about staking and decentralization. SUI's proof of stake system is set up so users can participate as validators or by delegating their tokens. Becoming a validator currently requires a significant minimum of 30 million SUI tokens, but there are plans to lower this requirement to 1 million SUI. While that's still substantial, it opens the door for more validators to join and supports decentralization. Right now, SUI has around 100 validators only, which has raised some concerns about how decentralized the network really is. SUI has made some significant progress in building its ecosystem. In June, Mysten Labs introduced Walrus, a decentralized storage and data protocol, supporting SUI's broader goal to decentralize the internet. This was particularly important as SUI recently stopped showing the number of full nodes on its blockchain, which has raised some eyebrows. SUI has also partnered with AWS, which is Amazon Web Services, and Alibaba, allowing developers to deploy full nodes on these cloud services. This makes building on SUI more accessible and scalable. Additionally, Copper, a well-known crypto custodian, announced support for custody and staking for SUI, which signals some strong interest from institutional investors. What about innovations and future plans then? Well, SUI isn't just about speed. It's also about making blockchain more user-friendly. One notable innovation is ZK, Zero Knowledge Login, which allows users to log into decentralized applications using platforms like Google or Facebook without revealing their private keys. This is somewhat a game changer for onboarding new users, combining security with ease of use. Another important feature is the SUI name service, which lets users create human-readable wallet addresses like username.sui. This service is moving towards decentralization and plans to launch its own token, potentially becoming a significant asset in the SUI ecosystem. However, there are some challenges. Despite its progress, SUI faces some challenges. One of the major issues is transparency. Although SUI has released information on its token distribution, the initial allocations and the foundation's wallet details are not as transparent as they could be, leading to trust issues. There have even been allegations of the SUI Foundation selling supposedly staked tokens, prompting an investigation by South Korean authorities. Decentralization is another area of concern. The number of full nodes has dropped significantly from around 2,000 to fewer than 500. This is likely due to the increasing size of the blockchain, which makes it harder for smaller operators to maintain full nodes. If this trend continues, SUI could become more centralized, which would affect the network's security and reliability. And then there's competition. SUI is up against some heavyweights, particularly Solana and Aptos. Solana's upcoming Fire Dancer upgrade and Aptor's new developments could divert attention and resources away from SUI, making it somewhat harder for it to carve out a unique space in the market. Now, looking ahead, SUI's roadmap is filled with some ambitious plans. In terms of adoption and potential, SUI has seen spikes in activity, but much of it comes from larger holders participating in DeFi protocols rather than new retail investors. The project's focus on gaming, strategic partnerships, and user-friendly features positions it well for growth, but SUI still needs to create a stronger narrative that resonates with everyday users to broaden its appeal. Now, let's take a look at what is next for SUI on their roadmap. One of the most anticipated projects is the handheld gaming device, which is expected to be delivered in 2025. This device is designed to bring Web3 gaming to the forefront by generating SUI games, by integrating SUI games with popular platforms like Steam and Epic Games. What makes it stand out is that it will allow players to truly own their in-game assets through blockchain while still enjoying a smooth, high-performance gaming experience. It's a significant move that could blend the blockchain world with mainstream gaming. SUI is also planning to integrate artificial intelligence into their ecosystem, focusing on enhancing gaming and DeFi applications. This means we could see more adaptive, intelligent interactions within SUI's smart contracts, making user experiences more engaging and efficient. Another important aspect of SUI's future is the expansion of its ecosystem. They are working on adding more decentralized applications and scaling their platform to support larger enterprise use cases. This move aims to make SUI more versatile, catering to a wider range of industries while continuing to grow their presence in Web3 gaming. And it doesn't quite stop there. SUI is also working on technical improvements, including, for example, light clients, which will allow mobile devices to play a role in securing the network, helping to make the ecosystem more accessible and decentralized. Now, all these initiatives show that SUI is taking active steps to evolve and to strengthen its platform. The focus on gaming, AI, and ecosystem growth signals that SUI is positioning itself to stay competitive and adapt to emerging trends in the blockchain space. Now, here are some final thoughts. SUI stands out as a blockchain with a wider combination of advanced technology and forward-thinking plans. Its use of the Move language and object-oriented model sets it somewhat apart from other platforms. With a focus on gaming hardware and continual user experience improvements, SUI has the potential to become a significant player. However, challenges in transparency, decentralization, and competition must be addressed to build lasting trust and adoption. This wraps up today's overview of SUI. If you found this informative, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more insights into other blockchain projects and price analysis. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.